Boxing IQ. He's a very good fighter. He's stronger. He's very compact. He's like a bull, you know. He's a smart guy.
But Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power.
Could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo.
Gennady Golovkin just shook the boxing world. After fighting Canelo 3 times, he's now exposing the truth about Canelo's so-called power. And his shocking prediction for Terence Crawford will leave you speechless. Stay tuned, because what Golovkin revealed changes everything. Gennady Golovkin has shocked the boxing world with his bold prediction for the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford showdown. Golovkin believes Crawford won't struggle with Canelo's power because he insists Canelo doesn't really have true knockout strength. Having fought Canelo 3 times himself, Golovkin says Canelo hasn't changed much over the years. He respects Crawford's adaptability and power, reminding fans that every fight requires smart preparation against unique challenges.
This is boxing. This is more interesting.
Gennady, let me ask you this. You were there ringside. You saw Canelo. Did he look better than what he did in the second fight with you? Does he look like he's improving and getting better?
Marcus, I told you just, you know, every opponent gives you different. Every fight is different. Two fights I had, 2 fights with him. First fight and second fight is different, you know, just.
So you think like,
no, I don't feel like, you know, more power, more speed. No, he stayed the same.
Golovkin's opinion carries huge weight because he spent 36 rounds in the ring with Canelo. According to him, Canelo relies more on flashy combinations and knockout attempts rather than natural punching power that breaks down elite opponents. Golovkin has felt Canelo's hardest punches firsthand and insists they lack the raw force that fans expect from a so-called feared power puncher. His words directly challenge the popular belief that Canelo is a devastating finisher, instead painting him as a fighter who wins with timing and volume.
Golovkin weighs in as everybody's trying to gauge how this fight is going to play out. They anticipate this fight. They want to know how this fight is going to play out. And Gennady Golovkin gives his 2 cents. As his trainer, Abel has been on social media doing multiple interviews and stating that Terence Crawford is simply too small and he's going to lose, right? And Gennady Golovkin, as Abel Sanchez is saying, that he's going to get knocked out, right? Because it's too much power. Well, but Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power. He said, I fought Canelo at 160 and at 68, and I could say he has fast punches, he has fast combinations, but I wouldn't say there were a lot of power there, or power punches, or knockout punches. You saw that. You saw this clean shots that I took and he brought, and there were no results, end quote. So Gennady Golovkin is saying he hit me with clean shots. You saw him hit me with clean shots, and the results was I didn't go anywhere. Now, I know people will say, well, Gennady Golovkin is naturally bigger than Canelo.
Interestingly, while Golovkin's former trainer says Crawford has no chance against Canelo, Golovkin himself disagrees. He recognizes Crawford's sharp skills, high ring IQ, and strategy. These qualities, according to Golovkin, could give Canelo serious problems and make the fight much more competitive than most experts are predicting.
Many still see this as a one-sided beatdown in favor of Canelo Alvarez. Former Golovkin trainer Abel Sanchez, who's been very critical as of lately and said that Canelo will just play Crawford and by the second half, it'll just be like a sparring session, saying that Canelo will not only dictate the pace throughout the evening, if Triple G hadn't even hurt Canelo, then Crawford's chances are definitely not that great. Sanchez said, quote, "Crawford is a great fighter, but that's why weight divisions exist. Neither Bivol could hurt him, nor could my fighter in 2 fights." Triple G's former trainer has also repeatedly emphasized that Crawford should have moved up in weight class a long time ago, and that his jump should have been more gradual and steady, and suggested that skipping divisions will definitely play a role in him potentially losing badly to Canelo Alvarez.
Golovkin's trilogy with Canelo is one of the most famous rivalries in boxing history. And the fact that he still questions Canelo's punching power after all those rounds is eye-opening. His comments are credible because he has taken Canelo's best shots multiple times. So, when Golovkin says Crawford has the tools to survive Canelo's offense, fans and analysts pay attention. His words spark debates worldwide, challenging the mainstream image of Canelo as an unstoppable finisher.
Boxing Dr. News. Hey boxing fans, remember the epic Golovkin-Canelo trilogy? Well, get this. GGG once spilled the tea on Canelo's punching power, and it's not what you'd expect. Picture this. 2 legends, 3 fights, and a whole lot of controversy. GGG said Canelo's punches were fast, but not knockout material. Can you believe it? He claimed those clean shots brought no result. Now, fast forward to today. GGG's been out of the ring since their last bout, but rumors are swirling about a comeback. Meanwhile, Canelo's gearing up for a massive showdown with Terence Crawford. The big question is, will Canelo prove GGG wrong and land that knockout punch? It's been a while since his last stoppage. The boxing world is buzzing, and we can't wait to see what happens next.
Training camp reports have added even more drama to this fight. According to Showbiz, the adult, Canelo has been cautious in sparring with Jaron Boots Ennis, avoiding risks to save himself for the big night. Some insiders even claim that Canelo was dropped in the 3rd round by Boots and struggled with his speed and power. While these reports are unconfirmed, they've gone viral and created doubts about whether Canelo is truly at his best. If true, it could be the opening Crawford needs to take control.
And let's talk about what we do know about Canelo Alvarez bringing Boots to training camp and what we can concur. First, you must understand that Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is September 13th, okay? That's just a few weeks away. Almost 3 weeks away, something like that. It's just a few weeks away. So to expect them to have hardcore sparring, like real sparring, where they're fighting each other and they're really just going hard and sparring, pause, I don't really see that happening because you don't want a cut or anything, and you don't want anything to threaten the fight September 13th. Also, not only is Canelo Alvarez fighting soon, September 13th, but Boots Ennis, he has to fight against Lima come October. So you don't want Canelo Alvarez beating up on Boots either and cutting him or anything like that, blacking his eye or detached retina or anything like that. You don't want any incidents like that. So understand that they're probably sparring light to mid. They're definitely not going hard in there. Okay, pause. So we have to really put it aside that either one, I don't think Canelo will be beating the hell out of Boots or Boots beating the hell out of Canelo. But what I can see is if Boots is moving around and Canelo can't catch him, like let's say Boots is like pop, piecing him up with some light work and Canelo can't get to him, which, you know, that's kind of different than a real fight. In a real fight, you know, Canelo will be breaking you down and then you kind of get tired over time. But still, if they're working on cutting off the ring, if Canelo can't and Boots is hitting him with, you know, piecing him up and moving and slipping and sliding and he just can't get to him, that'll be some value added and something to be concerned about, which is why I said it's over.
Boxing trainer Greg Hackett looks at the fight from a bigger perspective. He believes this could be a changing of the guard moment in boxing. He says that while Canelo was once considered the best pound-for-pound fighter, every era eventually ends. For Hackett, Crawford's technical skills, discipline, and hunger may make him the man to end Canelo's reign and start a new chapter in boxing history.
Canelo is the guy, right? But everybody know that shit got to come to an end one day. Nothing is forever. And I'm not saying this is now. I'm not saying that. But Bud could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo. You know what I'm saying? 2, he has the skills to be able to deal with Canelo. Does he have the power? I don't know, but he is a puncher. He's a puncher because his record says so. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is a puncher as well. So what I see is a great respect for each other, but after 4 rounds, I see a war breaking out. And whoever can stand it, meaning whoever can take that shit that's coming their way, that's who wins the fight. You know
Man, I don't know if Bud wants that. I don't know if Bud wants a war with that dude.
Yeah,
that
I mean, but
granted, he got a granite ass chin. But you saying he's a puncher because his record says so. So you gotta assume that you making the assumption that he can crack. Because Errol said he can crack. That's what Errol came out. Errol, I think, said he thought, was getting Canelo. I don't know whether that's, him trying to pay him back for saying that, for what Terence said about him. This other fight, man, I got it in the title, man. And I appreciate you letting me pick your brain, man. Because I'm going to steal your prediction. And then I'm going to give you credit for it at the same time, dog. I ain't going to be like everybody else. I'm going to steal your shit and give you credit for it at the same time, dog. Devin, I'm starting to think, man, maybe Devin Haney's a little underrated, man. Going into this Brian Norman fight. Like, I've had my own personal issues with the dude and his pops, but that shit aside, the dude knows what he's doing in the boxing ring. He's been in there with a bunch of fights. He's a championship world-class level fighter, bro.
Ryder also brings an interesting take from his own sparring sessions with Canelo. He went 12 hard rounds with him and describes Canelo as consistent, durable, and very tough to break down. Ryder admits that even if Canelo's power might be overrated by some, his work ethic, conditioning, and all-around skill keep him a dangerous opponent for anyone, including Crawford.
Fight for him, waiting for a big fight, and giving him, like, he had his hands full with you, and obviously there was triumph for you there, not just going the distance, but going the distance with severe injury as well, right?
Of course, yeah, and I think that I want to be a trainer where I can go to people, look, I don't want to tell them things and they go, right, well, listen to him because he's been there, he's done it himself. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be telling them to run through walls and not having done it myself. Like, if you need to bite down and push through because you still got a shot in this game, then do it. And listen, I've stood there toe to toe with one of the greatest pound for pound fighters out there, nose broken in the second, and pushed him to the 12th final round. But I know I can call on that in the future with fighters I train and just say, look, now you got to dig deep, now you got to pull through, and it's going to hurt today, but tomorrow's another day.
Meanwhile, Yaron Boots Ennis, sparring with Canelo, has also stirred controversy. Some say he held back or wasn't giving his best, maybe for financial reasons, which creates doubts about how accurate those sparring reports really are. If Boots was easy on Canelo, then fans might be misled. But if he truly exposed weaknesses, Crawford's camp could be ready to use that knowledge on fight night.
Pathetic. Purely pathetic. Terence Crawford's team inflicting race in this situation in reference to Jaron Boots Ennis training and sparring with Canelo Alvarez, Mexican superstar, Latino superstar, the 4W world champion, super middleweight undisputed, because Jaron Boots Ennis, a brother, is training with Canelo Alvarez, then he's a sellout to his people? Really? This what Terence Crawford's team had to say in reference to Jaron Boots Ennis, the former unified champion of the welterweight division, training and sparring with Canelo Alvarez.
He sold out. That's all I can say. He sold out now.
It's pathetic, man. Because he's a sellout because he's training with Canelo. Hey, yo, Bernie the Boxer and people that, and Terence Crawford's members that feel this way. Do y'all feel the same way about Isaú? Yeah. The Latino trainer, the Guatemalan trainer that been training Terence Crawford since 14 years old. That's how y'all look at him? Y'all look at him like he's a sellout? Is he a sellout to Latinos because he trains Terence Crawford? Yo, for real, I never heard that in the sport of boxing, where Latino trains with a black fighter and he's a sellout to Latinos. I never seen it. Why is this self-victimhood, this ingrained hate that some blacks have for Latinos?